Welcome to the 10th edition of Music is the Drug, the Cowboy Junkies podcast. You'll find us at all good podcast outlets, so please subscribe and make sure you never miss a single episode, including our upcoming special on the new album, Songs of the Recollection, out later this month. I'm Dave Bowler, and I write the biography of Cowboy Junkies, Music is the Drug. In the company of Michael Timmins and Alan Anton, today we're picking up on Third Crusade, a song from the In My Meadow album. That album was one of a quartet that the band released under the umbrella of the Nomad series, all within a period of just 18 months, around 10 years ago. It was an incredible level of productivity at the modern era, and it still amazes Alan Anton today.
Yeah, that was not sure why we did that. People ask, why did you do that? I said, we don't know. And I don't know why the 4 records. I think it might have been 3 at first. Maybe when Vic died, it became 4. But yeah, the idea of putting them out in quick succession was really appealing to us because, you know, we just had a lot of songs in our heads and wanting to record them without having to, you know, sit on them forever. So that's where that came about. We just had a lot of stuff and we thought, let's just get this out. And there's a lot of different stuff too, a lot of conceptually different things. So we tried to organize the album. Once we'd done that, it was really easy to record it quickly and put it out ourselves. So yeah, with no record company, you know, saying that you can't release this for another 8 months or whatever.
And that was an unusual album, the In My Meadow, because as you say, you did it so sort of quickly. You get a different sense from that record, though, don't you? You get that sort of urgency.
Yeah, that was the idea. We wanted, you know, it's part of the Nomad series. So it was four albums and each album had a different theme, not necessarily a lyrical theme, but just a different approach. And with In My Meadow, it was we wanted to focus on Jeff, so he plays on pretty much the whole record, and we wanted to focus on the live a live aspect of the band, which we don't touch on that much. Maybe a song or two every record, but we've never focused on an entire record, which is sort of the psychedelic, kind of noisier side of the band. And so that was sort of the idea to sort of set up, and that's why we kept it very spontaneous. We didn't want to overthink it too much. Just played it and played the songs, and then moved on. Just make sure we had a good groove, and don't worry too much about, you know, whether somebody made a so-called mistake. We just played it, you know. So it's just the 5 of us in our studio playing. There's the only overdubs on that thing are probably Margot redid a few vocals because it's hard for her to sing a whole day, you know, singing while we're playing. So, but that's a bit. The music is pretty much all live off the floor, and just it is what it is.
In terms of the music, in terms of playing, obviously it's an angry sound in song. And again, you know, we've mentioned it before, I think, with Hunted, but that combination of you and Jeff is really strong.
Yeah, you know, Jeff and I over the years have learned how to play together. You know, I've borrowed a lot. I hear a lot of his playing and my playing now, and a lot of my playing and his playing, and so it kind of. I think there's times where you wouldn't necessarily know who's playing what in some of those jams. And this song in particular, again, you know, we recorded. This is off the In My Meadow record, so we recorded this one live off the floor in our studio, and it was literally me bringing in the songs. Okay, this is the way the song goes. We'd sort of work it a little bit, and then we just play it and record it a couple of times, and then move on. So it was very spontaneous. So, you know, not a lot of time to develop the actual parts. So that's why, you know, as we play this one live, it gets more and more developed and stronger and sort of angry in many ways. But and the way that Jeff and I intertwine on it becomes stronger and more developed too, which is kind of fun.
That whole record was probably the most fun because it was, you know, a real psychedelic jam out for an entire record, which we never really got to do. We had, you know, songs here and there that were like that, but we decided to do a whole record like it, and it was really, really fun to play, and it didn't take long to record it. It's pretty spontaneous. And I mean, that song you mentioned is great, but I like all the songs on that record just because of they all have the same energy. It's so noisy, so much fun to play and to listen to.
Sadly, as events in the Ukraine are proving only this week, it's a song that only seems to get more relevant as the years go by, with powerful nations having a seemingly unquenchable thirst for war. Although Third Crusade is more specifically about the West's regular misadventures in the Middle East, in a wider sense, it suggests that maybe if we all knew a bit more history, we wouldn't keep repeating the same mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love, that's become a favorite live for us. And I really do love it. I love playing when we're in the United States, especially. I love playing that song. I have a feeling it's washing over 99% of the audience's head, but it's basically sung to them. But that's fine. It's that makes it all the more fun. It's such a heavy song, and like with a lot of heavier grooves, and they tend to get better as they get older with us. We tend to learn them better, and people learn not their parts, but how to sit in it. And those songs don't come naturally to us as far as when we develop them, they start one way, and then I find that if we play them live, they become heavier and heavier and more meaningful. Especially Margot, it takes her a while to learn songs, and with that one in particular, she really can step into it.
That chorus, though, that is the modern world in 4 lines, isn't it? It's that crippling insecurity that's kind of hardwired into everything now.
I've been told that you've been bold, believing in the shit that you've been sold, and I hear that you fear the way a simple damn dream can disappear.
Yeah, exactly. That chorus, and that's the part. That's the part that's like, it's as I was saying, we're not a very declarative band necessarily, but that's a very declarative chorus. It's aimed at the audience. It's aimed at ourselves. It's aimed at all of us, for sure.
You wonder how it is that we have all allowed this to happen, because there's more of us, and yet we allow them to do what they want.
I don't understand how it happens. There's so many brilliant, smart people, but somehow we get pulled along by the common denominator, which is not particularly brilliant or smart. So I'm not sure. It's a real hard one. It's obviously money. It's obviously power. It's manipulation by brilliant, smart people who are just evil. I guess. Yeah, there are people out there who are in it for their own good, and their own good. A selfish path can be not very pleasant for the rest of us.
That's us done for this week, but we'll be back in 7 days to look at another song from the Junkies catalogue. Before then, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss a new episode. You can like it, add reviews, and tell your friends that we're here. That's the only way to get the message out there, so we really appreciate your support. To keep up with the band and to pre-order the new album, Songs of the Recollection, head for cowboyjunkies.com. They're back on the road again now, so you can check for tour dates there as well. If you're a Spotify user, you can also follow our growing playlist. All the details of that and everything else is in the show notes. We'll be back next week. See you then.
The rich, they still get richer. The poor still spill their blood. The poppies grow in Kandahar, and the oil still flows in sod. I've been told that you've been bold, believing in the shit that you've been sold, and